It's the Munster Cast. Welcome to the show. We got a blast from the past. Yeah, it's the Munster Cast. You know what it is. Hit like, hit follow, subscribe to the biz. Leave a comment, share, let your thoughts fly.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Munster Cast, the podcast where we watch and talk about the Munsters and Munsters adjacent. I'm, of course, your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend, Tivis. So, Tivis, please tell everybody out in the Munster verses, how you doing? Today's my man's.
I'm doing good, actually. I noticed something funny,
Awesome.
though,
What's
on
up?
the Munsters Today Wikipedia page. Not only have people been adding in episodes, which is great,
Yeah.
awesome, but they're clearly listeners. If you could go to it and go down to season 2, episode 12, Gateman and Son, and read the description for me.
Season 2. Oh, wait, I'm in season 1. Season 2, Gateman and Son. Episode what?
12.
12.
Read the description.
12. Gateman and Son, Bonnie and Frank. When murders. Wait.
You're reading the one about
Chaos ensues when Herman lets his boss son stay with his family.
Clearly, some listeners are going in and fixing up the Wikipedia page. Thank you all so much.
That's awesome.
It
That's
is.
awesome. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because it's, let me see here. Where's season 3? They haven't done it yet. Okay.
Well, it's been, looked at the edit history. It's been there, and someone went in and messed with the coding, and now it's gone. So I'm sure it'll be back soon.
Gotcha. That's kind of cool. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And then you see all the awards. Look at all those awards, man.
Oh, yeah.
So sad that it was nominated for so many things. All right. Anyways, guys. Let's dive on into the dirty business. You can find the Munster Cast on social media via Facebook and Instagram, and we are also over on X. I've been posting stuff back over there as
Twitter.
well, and Twitter, whatever you want to call it. You can
Twitter.
also catch our pretty ugly faces every Munster Monday via youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast. That's youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast. You can also catch all of our content in one place, going to TheMunsterCast.com. That's TheMunsterCast.com. You can also swing on over and hit the microphone icon on that website on the right hand side of the screen. Leave us a voice message. We will play it on there. Or you can hit the store tab as well and get some awesome new merch, or just swing on over to TheMunsterCast.com/merch. This link will always take you to our store specifically. Anytime we change vendors, anything like that, it will always take you there. Definitely check that out. And we also have the awesome new Maryland shirt that is over there on the website as well right now. So definitely take advantage of going to that. And again, that's TheMunsterCast.com/merch. You can also swing on over to your email and hit us up by emailing us at TheMunsterCast@outlook.com. That's TheMunsterCast@outlook.com. You can also email us over there for every Munsters related things. We are also opening up sponsorships now over there as well. So feel free, email us if you want to try and become a sponsor, or just for like a week, whatever you want to do. Just email us over there and we will get you guys details as well. If you have like a product, a talent, whatever you want to have, shown off, showcased, I guess. All right. What else, Tivis?
If you don't have anything to sponsor us with, you can also go to our Patreon and support us as directly as you possibly can. You got $1 you'll miss from your wallet, or it won't miss if it falls out. Chuck it to us. We would appreciate it. Life changes have happened. Stuff have happened in our personal lives. The support would be greatly appreciated. But if you can't do that because times are tough for everyone, we recognize that. How you can help the show more is leave us a review on your podcatcher of choice. If you're on Apple, give us a star rating, bump us up in those charts, get more ears on us. If you're on YouTube, comment, because that gets engagement up and pushes the video for more people to see.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. And if you are listening to the audio, the podcast, make sure you download it instead of stream. That also really helps.
Yeah.
And telling a friend, word of mouth helps shows like ours more than you could ever imagine.
Yeah. And also, if you do watch on YouTube, guys, just remember, like Tivis said, hit like and comment, but also do the subscribe button as well for us. And the bell icon over there will let you know whenever a new video of anything that we're posting is uploaded. So definitely hit the bell icon there as well, guys. Take advantage of that. If you do download the video, it doesn't help in the algorithm because YouTube's
No.
weird like that. So definitely the downloads are for
Oh,
the audio only type stuff.
yeah, you could do that with YouTube Premium, can't you? I forgot about that. I never
Yeah.
paid for that. So.
Yeah. It's funny though because I had a buddy, he used to do I don't know if he still does. I haven't checked his channel out yet. But he used to do, he's a film guy, and he did videos with his kid all the time. They would make some pretty cool videos on YouTube. And what he would do is every time we were like on set somewhere out of town, or we were staying at the hotel or something like that, to boost his views, he would go to the conference area where all the computers are in the hotel and just play his playlist on each computer. And it would just play through continuously. I was like, man, that's cheating. But he made money off of doing just that alone.
Hey, it works. I was just listening to friend of the show, Ian, his new episode to his show, and he mentioned just play it in the background while you're doing stuff, whatever helps.
Yeah. If you've already listened to us or anything like that, just hit some play buttons.
Mute us,
Whatever you want to do, guys. Whatever you want to do. Play us at your the family. What's coming up? Easter's coming up, so play us at Easter time. Yeah.
Nothing more Eastery than our faces. I mean, I know I look like an egg, but
I mean, today I'm wearing kind of an Eastery shirt with this purple on.
I got rooster teeth again. I just love this shirt. This is great quality. I love it. I'm sad I'll never be able to buy it again. Oh well.
All right, Tivis, let's dive on into this. What are we talking about today?
No more Mr. Nice Guy. Season 3, episode 10. That sounded like an audio screw up, but no, that was my brain. Or the 128th episode, Mashed Together. I went back and checked. I have been changing it. It aired December 8th, 1990, and this is the last one before the mid-season break, which is, this is funny. That we've been watching these shows and we've been talking about mid-season breaks, even with the older one. I remember when we were watching Arrowverse, when that show was coming on, I had a bunch of friends saying, I'm so sick of this new mid-season break thing they're doing. Isn't this something they've always done? What?
I feel that's something that TV's always done.
Yeah.
Like even sitcoms did it. So
yeah, they know when kids are off school and they're like, yeah, parents won't have time to watch our stuff. So
right.
That's why we have the summer breaks. It was written by Janice Peroni and Bruce Teicher, I believe. Teacher. We've seen this pair 2 times before. Can you guess the episodes, Myke?
Based off of the writing from this one, we've seen them write before?
Yep, twice.
Oh.
I'll give you a hint. They are very thematically close in theme.
I'm going to say when Herman became a boss at the one plant. No?
No. It was The Trial and Deadlock.
Okay.
Yeah. Directed by Marlena Laird. Now, she has 8 projects as an associate director and 10 as a director. And she will return for one more episode this season. Well, obviously, it's the last season. So
Right.
She did her first project was 3 episodes of the Dick Caveat Show as associate director in 1973. She did 15 episodes of The Ghostbusters in 1975, which is just about 2 guys and their pet gorilla hunting ghosts.
That's such an awesome one, dude. That's It's so cool. Like if people don't know what that is, go watch it. They also did the cartoon too of
Yeah,
that
yeah, they did.
specific show too as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the movie Ghostbusters had to change their name for their cartoon.
Yeah, to the real Ghostbusters and then the Extreme Ghostbusters. Yep.
She did 14 episodes of One Day at a Time between 75 and 76, 41 episodes of All in the Family, 76 to 78. Now, her first directing role was A Year at a Time in 77, an episode of Archie Bunker's Place in 80, one episode of Laverne and Shirley in 81. Then she did this show. But what she has done for her entire directing career, pretty much 96 episodes of General Hospital between 78 and 92 as segment director.
That show's gone on for way too long, anyways.
One of them ended. I don't remember which one. There's like 3 that have broken records by having thousands of episodes.
Yeah.
I know because my mom loves them. So there are 2 cast listed in the credits, one on IMDb, and like 8 or 9 actual people in this episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that show up in this episode. They only got 2 people? That's weird.
We have Jim Doan as Bo. This one was missing from his IMDb and Wikipedia. I actually just added it to his Wikipedia this morning. So if that goes missing, that's because the Wikipedia checking team screwed up. And I've had run-ins with those people. They're very strict moderators. Like, whoo boy.
Because you're not giving them money, Tivis.
Yeah, I don't care. Take the free edits. Yeah. Anyway, his first episode was of Moonlighting in 85. His first movie was Ruthless People in 86. He was on an episode of Golden Girls in 88, Tarzan in Manhattan in 89, one episode of Family Matters in 91, and Who's the Boss that same year. Did 4 episodes of Perfect Strangers between 87 and 91. He was in the Flintstones movie in 94. The Mask, same year. One episode of Platypus Man in 95. No idea what that was, but I wanted to say it because what a crazy title. 2 episodes of Murphy Brown in 89 and 97. One episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in 97. He was in the Stuart Little movie. He came back for the Flintstones and Viva Rock Vegas in 2000 and Stuart Little 2 in 2002. He was in The Haunted Mansion 2003. One episode of That's So Raven in 2004, Evan Almighty in 2007, and the last thing he did was Hotel for Dogs in 2009.
Who is this?
This is Jim Doan as Bo, his corporate work friend.
Where did you get him from? He's not even on IMDb.
That's what I said. He was listed in the credits of the actual episode.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Then we have Roy Stewart as Frank Thresher. Actually, going back to the past guest, Bo, I don't even know if his name was even said in the entire episode.
I don't think so.
So I don't know where they got. Well, it was in the credits, so whatever. Anyway, Roy Stewart. First thing he's credited for was an episode of Mr. Ed in 65. That's great. He's got a string of really good show here in the beginning, so I'm just going to go off his IMDb. An episode of Bewitched. Please Don't Eat the Daisies, Gidget, Hazel, just crazy. Love American Style. He was on an episode of that. Sanford and Son. He was in 3 episodes. 2 episodes of One Day at a Time. 1 episode of Laverne and Shirley. 1 episode of Chips. An episode of General Hospital. 2 episodes of Scarecrow and Mrs. King. And the last thing he did, which was after this episode, was for Eye of the Stranger in 93. He passed away in 2005 at the age of 78.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
He also did he was on the Croft Super Show, which if people haven't ever seen that, go watch that one. The like a anthology live action fantasy adventure kind of show.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, that's cool. I got some figures from it. Yeah.
Looks
The
crazy.
Croft Super Show.
Check that out.
That's what our next show is going to be about. No. There's not many episodes of it. Well, I guess they did 2 seasons, but yeah. It's a pretty cool show. If you've never heard of it, go check that one out as well, guys. All right. What are we doing now?
I think it's time.
It's time. It's synopsis time. All right, guys. We are talking about No More Mr. Nice Guy, which aired December 8th, 1990, as Tivis previously stated. On this episode of The Munsters Today, a former colleague moves in next door, throwing Herman's world into disarray. While Herman strives to be a better monster, will Eddie feel the neglect of a man whose priorities are not straight, or will he start the Uber of father rentals? Will Grandpa go out on his own, or will hard labor keep him in rags? Will Herman's newfound career have him trading up, or will he be shredding the evidence of poor business decisions? Will Lily find solace in a new man? Will Marilyn cut the sandwich just right? Will Herman be stuck in the dream state, or will he become the man Grandpa has always wanted? Will Surfer Angel Jack return to put Herman in his place, or will the ethereal being sit this one out as the Munsters world turns to havoc? Will there be a bulldozer full of spot scat, or will the neighbor's maid revert Eddie back to his horn dog ways? And will chaos ensue? Find out this week on The Munsters Today.
Well, that was like, every single time I thought you were coming to a natural conclusion. You just kept adding.
I know.
All right, should we dive into this?
Yeah, let's go on.
So we open with Lily and Eddie decorating for what I thought was going to be another birthday.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of those now. While Grandpa reads the paper, Herman comes in with 2 bottles of champagne, wishing he could wish he could get could have gotten the expensive kind, you know. Herman is excited to celebrate his friend and former coworker getting his own mortuary, which, okay, so it's not a birthday. Grandpa tells Herman he should be stabbing Frank in the back like Frank did to him. I don't know if he did that. It's more like a stab in the front, you know.
Is this supposed to be the Frank from like the first season? Wasn't there a Frank in the first season?
That is a good question, and I could not tell you.
I don't recall. Okay.
Herman's confused what he means. Lily tells Grandpa to just chill out, man. You know, Frank is their new neighbor. And it turns out Frank got a promotion that Herman should have got, and now owns his own business, and now owns the most expensive house on the block, which appears to be across the road based on how Grandpa's glaring outside the door.
Yeah. Or like off to the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandpa's a bad being right now.
Well, I mean, we spent all last week talking about how he's probably bleeding out the donut lady in his coffin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Herman's like, look, that's crazy. Look, just 3 years ago, we were both grave, diggers in the same trench, making the same salary. Grandpa tells him, well, he's driving up in a 91 Porsche. And Herman laughs. Now he's got a 67 Chevy. What are you talking about? That's probably his real estate agent dropping him off. Well, if it is, she's also pulling up his 34 cabin cruiser. Herman like rushes to the door like, what?
Yeah.
He immediately wonders, like, how did their lives divert so quickly? Yeah. Grandpa tells him, like, that dude is out for himself. And Herman's, I did all the work. I did all the overtime. I stayed late when Frank went off to play golf. And Grandpa's like, yeah, with the boss.
Which is a very, very true thing. I will tell people this right now. if you work in an industry that, a lot of deals are made on the golf course.
Oh yeah, people love to play favorites instead of most deserving.
Especially at this time when this episode was being shot too.
Mhm.
I can guarantee you still to this day, because of like the industry my wife is in. Let's just face it, if you don't play golf, you're not getting ahead. And if you're not giving head, you're not getting head. So yes, I said it, Tivis.
I think you were missing a word there. I'll let you hear that
Ahead.
back in editing.
Ahead. You're not if you're okay, fine. I will re-say it. If you're not playing golf, you're not getting ahead. And if you're not giving head, you're not getting ahead. There. It's very, very Weinstein-y, we'll say. Or did he? Depending. Allegedly. We gotta say that right now.
yeah, it's still in litigation.
But yeah, no, like them saying that line, like I paused it and looked at my wife. I was like, oh, I gotta watch what I say when I talk about this one.
Yeah.
It's very true though. Like if you're like in the business world and stuff, like a lot of deals are made more on the golf course than they are in an actual office. Like a lot of those like connections are made doing stuff outside of your workplace than they are within the workplace. So it's sad, but it's true. You don't even have to be good at your job.
No. And there's actually a very early episode of Scrubs, my favorite sitcom.
Yeah.
I love bringing that show up anytime I can. But, the main character goes to the golf course to suck up to his boss, and it turns out to be the worst mistake of his life because his boss is an a-hole.
Yeah. Wait, was it Dr. Cox or the other
Kelso.
one? Kelso, yeah.
Cox shows up and he's like, I thought you don't play golf with him. He's nah, I come here to kick his butt up and down the green here. What is your sorry excuse? You suck up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's and it's true. So many industries are like that. You gotta basically suck up to the person on top above you until they give you your reward, and it doesn't matter how hard you work.
And the sad thing is it still goes on to this day. Like I said, within the industry my wife's in, unfortunately that's a lot of how it is. So yeah,
that's probably why I haven't gone very far, as noted by last week's little rant. But anyway, Grandpa asks if
it's why I will tell people this right now. It is why a lot of prep schools and stuff teach kids how to play like the preppy kind of sports, as people would call them. Like they'll teach them to play golf and different like tennis. What's the new one that everyone likes now? Pickleball. Is that what you said? I didn't hear you. That's right.
No, I didn't say it. But...
Okay. Yeah. Pickleball, golf, tennis, things
it's just
like that.
Funny because pickleball started with the old folks community.
Yeah.
Like, not even joking.
Yeah. It's become a hit. I mean, we go out and play that one every so often. There's like at the park up the street, there's tennis courts in there. So we just use the tennis courts for the pickleball court.
Just play tennis. It's more fun.
My kid likes to play pickleball. So
yeah, your kid is a sheep. No, I'm kidding. Kids,
I need to get them. Really cool. I need to get them all on the golf course up there, man.
Oh God.
That way they can get ahead in the world.
I have a buddy who did that because he was planning on being an architect.
Yeah.
And now he runs a dance school. But
that's a big change.
It is. Difference. But also, architecture is a whole lot of school and money. So do what you're good at and happy at. But yeah, his parents had him going out to a golf course and doing that. And I wonder if that's what they were doing. I'm like, dude, I can't. Golf is so boring. Like putt is good. I like putt. Give me that.
Besides like people who actually genuinely generally like golf. Like a lot of people are being like, hey, go out and play golf. You don't have to get into it. You don't have to be like Tiger Woods or Happy Gilmore. Like just go out, play golf, learn it so that when you are invited to the game or someone is like, hey, you want to go golfing, you can say yes, because just the initiation, you don't even have to be that great at golf. Actually, sucking probably is better, because then you're not beating the boss, and then they'll just make some jokes with you and make fun of you, and then you'll get ahead too. So yeah, because you never want to beat the boss the first time. Like, you just don't beat the boss the first time around.
I just don't understand. Like, I get, you want to be outside and enjoying the fresh air. I do that by going out on my back
Well, you gotta
patio and
think,
just read.
golf is like in business, it's the long game, right? So you're out on the golf course, you're playing a sport, you're doing something, but at the same time, there's a lot of time there where you're just talking. What happened?
Nothing. I just noticed
Okay.
the camera's weird.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, there's just a lot of time where people have to talk, Whereas if you like go to a basketball game or something, yeah, you can get some business talkings in there if you're up in a box, but if you're in the bleachers or something, yeah. Anyways, you can't play basketball and business talk necessarily the whole thing, unless you're talking about business while playing the game. You can't play certain sports like hockey. I mean, like, if you check your boss into the ring, like, it's probably not a good
Mixed
start.
martial arts. Let's go.
Yeah, do some jujitsu.
Sorry, audio
Dude, that would actually be a good way. Doing jujitsu, because you're down close with each other on the mat. You're very personal.
Suck it.
Let's
Bob.
do that, people. Let's what is it? Normalize. Let's normalize jujitsu.
Beating up our boss.
Yes. No. Let's normalize jujitsu over playing golf for business meetings.
What are we
Let's
doing?
do that.
Horrible bosses here.
All right. Anyways, let's go further than 2 minutes into the episode.
The doorbell rings, and a woman in what is that? A tube top tank top thing?
I'm trying to remember. It's like a bathing suit top. It's like a bathing suit top. Almost.
Yeah. She wants to borrow some nails. And
matter of fact, I think it is a bathing suit top, now that I'm looking at it.
We should have asked some women before we came on here. We don't know fashion. So yeah, she wants to borrow some nails instead of sugar.
It's a top. Why did they need 500 words to call a top a top? It's a boob holder, Tivis. It's all it is.
I mean, some would argue we also have those. All right.
All right.
So yeah, she's there. She's like, "Hey, can I borrow some nails?" And Eddie's at the door in no time flat. Herman's like, "No."
He's like, "At your service."
Nails, not males, little child. He's then like, "All right, here you go, and tell Frank he's got a beautiful daughter." And she's like, "No, I'm his maid.
I'm his personal maid."
And he's like, "I'll carry those for you back. They seem heavy." And as he leaves, he gives the weirdest laugh.
Yes, I wrote this down because it sounds like Herman from the original series almost.
It did.
So I'm like, is he picking up like Herman, like his mannerisms and stuff like that? Because he goes,
Grandpa goes out the door. He's like, "Wait, do you do dungeons?" But she's already gone.
He's like, "Frank sure knows how to live."
Yeah. Notice how Lily came running too when she heard it was a woman at the door.
Yeah. Not only does Grandpa ask if you do dungeons, he's like, "Do you do dungeons, honey?" I'm like, "Grandpa, no, stop." That girl's gonna end up in his coffin.
Oh god, yeah. Herman continues his rant like as if nothing interrupted him. He's like, "I'm scraping and saving, brown bagging spam sandwiches to lunch." I'm like, yeah, no, you're very relatable to me right now.
Yeah.
Paycheck to paycheck kind of sucks, but anyway, Frank is like sitting on. Okay, I should preface not Frank Show of the Friend, Frank in the episode. It sits on a ghost ship lollipop with that maid in a string bikini spooning caviar into his mouth. Lily is disapproving, but Grandpa is so proud of him. And I just have this to say caviar is a punishment. You only eat that if you're stupid enough to believe it tastes good.
Yeah. Grandpa says, "Attaboy, Herman."
Yeah.
And then Herman continues with his rant.
He's so proud through this entire episode.
Yeah. Herman's just like, "I'm a mark, a sucker, a pushover, a wimp."
Did you? He when Grandpa goes to sit down, there's like something in his chair, and he's just
Oh, when he tries to sit on there or something?
no, he just like it does no effort at all. He's
Oh, yeah, the box of decorations. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
more like a cat motion than a person because it's
Like the cat's just knocking crap off. Yeah.
still all these cats later, and not one like that. Although we finally got one that jumps on our damn counters, and that's annoying. Trying to put a stop to that before she gets older. Yeah. I love that he calls himself a mark too, because that is such a wrestling term.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but also it's like that's the term originated before wrestling.
Is it? I've
Yeah.
always associated with wrestling.
Let's see here.
Like,
I'll try and figure out it.
but yeah, Herman lists all those things, and I love how he says "whip" too. Whip. Grandpa's like, and those are your good qualities. Lily tells him to just straight up shut up. He may be a sucker, a mark, and a pushover, but definitely not a whip. She does love those muscles, after all, you know.
So the term mark actually came from back in the Carney days. People who were gullible enough to play their rigged games.
Okay. Sorry, people named Mark.
So someone who falls for the kayfabe is a mark. So so I guess those terms originated back in Carney days before wrestling took over, which makes sense because wrestling was kind of like a Carney thing too.
Yes,
at
it was.
first when it first originated. Yeah.
Now it's an actual art of storytelling.
Depends on which program you watch, because I see some guys doing some stuff that I'm just like, why are you doing that now? It's not the 90s anymore, guys. Grow up.
Yeah, H is falling into some bad habits with a few storylines, but
I'm not even talking about the storylines, just some of the matches that certain companies have done recently in their things, and I'm just like, why are you doing that? Why?
Are we talking about Mox getting the baseball bat stuck on him?
It's just like, why? You don't even need to do that anymore, dude. People loved you all the time. You don't need to do that crap. It's kind of like when Mick Foley kept doing that to his body all the time. He eventually learned, you know.
Well, he had to learn. It was going to kill him.
Yeah.
So, Grandpa, yeah. Lily's like, you're definitely not a wimp, because those muscles, we know how much she loves them. Herman continues as he walks away. And did you notice this? As he walks away from the camera, the audio fades until that changes camera angles.
To what one? When he walks out of the room?
Yeah, when he leaves the frame for a split second before they change the angle.
Nah, I didn't know this.
Yeah, the audio, like, you can literally hear him. He like walks out of the range of the microphone for a split second.
Full disclosure, my episode had a lot of skips on it in the digital form. So if people watch this version on Discord, there's probably some skipping. But I tried to put my disc in, and even my disc was skipping a lot. So I don't know.
Mine was fine.
Interesting, because yours is literally a copy of mine. So I don't know. I might have to have you send me the file so I can do that then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lily is furious that her dad got him started on this. Herman is done being the world's doormat. Lily's
Yeah.
voice literally cracks as she's like, "Stop him."
No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah, he goes into the kitchen and says the name of the episode. Nope, I switched the camera angle.
And then he comes back out. And what is he doing to us?
Uh,
He has a big like ice cream bucket. Like back in the
oh yeah. Yeah, we
like
kind of
the
jump a little bit, and Grandpa's like eating some snacks off the table.
yeah.
And yeah, it's the world's tiniest bucket.
Well, it reminds me of like when you buy those big buckets of ice cream, it just reminds me of that bucket but empty. Like
Yeah,
not the big buckets that like at the ice cream shops, but like the ones that you can just go to like your normal grocery store and get.
Mm.
Yeah.
The ones that
With
have to
the
be sealed now.
yeah, with the clear like the clear bucket. I don't know. There's
Yeah, I know what
probably
you're saying.
a special term for it. I don't know, man.
Yeah, Lily's like, he starts taking food. He takes the food from Grandpa and throws it into the bucket. And Lily's like, "What are you doing? Stop!" No,
Yeah.
no, no. I'm not going to waste my hard-earned money on these other people clearing the table. I was like, we can't just return the stuff. He's watch me.
His idea is to return the stuff, but he's throwing it all into one big bucket. I'm like, is this how he's probably just feeding it to Spot at that point.
Probably. And Lily's like, Grandpa already ate 2 bites of the pate. He's, well, I'm gonna pat it with peanut butter and they'll never know. I don't know what a pate is.
I don't know. Let's see here. Pate.
I figured you would know. That's why I didn't look it up.
Pate ocho. A pastry.
I know it was a pastry. I don't know what it kind though.
Delicate pastry dough used in many pastries. The essential ingredients are butter, water, flour, and eggs. That's just
So
every
peanut butter is
pastry.
going to stand out like a sore thumb.
A very light dough used to make pastries. The French pastry dough pâté à choux is also responsible for cream. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but you know what? It's French. I don't care.
We're Americans, damn it.
No, let's not be those guys.
No. We are the ignorant people. Yeah,
Look,
Lily.
I don't want people, if I go to Italy, to attack me because something my dumb podcast host said.
Hey,
I like
people
Italy.
in Italy.
Italy is beautiful, man. I enjoyed going there when we went. It's
People
pretty.
of Italy, feel free to make fun of anything we say. I encourage it.
When we were there, they loved us because they're like, "Oh, Americans have so much money. You guys love to
Yeah,
spend."
because we tip.
Well, no, they actually will. Well, certain places will get was it? I don't want to say angry, offended if you do tip, because that's not what their thing is. Now they do charge per head at a lot of places too. So like you there's like a surcharge of like $5 or $6 per person when you go and dine at places. But you know, they're charging, they don't do tips. There are some places though that will take advantage of Americans like tipping habits and just take it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So just know, people, you don't have to tip over there.
You don't have
they get
to, but also
get paid.
you should. It's a good. I think it's still a good idea to do if you get excellent service. Give him a couple.
Well, I'm saying though, some of the people will get offended by it, by you tipping them.
Well, all right. Ask before you just leave it then, or leave it and leave. Then they can't complain.
But yeah, no, like when we were in like the shopping plaza and stuff like that, the guys there like selling the stuff, hawking like all the crap and all that. They were just like, oh, Americans love to spend money. We love you guys here. Come back. And like it just made me laugh as we were walking down the street.
I don't know why. You just reminded me of that early internet video of that vendor. I think it was in China or maybe it was Japan. It was somewhere
Mhm.
over on the the right eastern hemisphere.
Mhm.
And it was a street vendor. This guy, he starts haggling with him, and the street vendor keeps raising the price of the item.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? No. Just
Right.
not gonna buy it. I don't have to buy it.
Especially when probably there's 10 other vendors in the area with the same thing.
Yeah. I think he was a dumb tourist though who pissed him off, so he just kept raising the price.
There were two things when we were in, I want to say, I'm trying to remember which city it was because we went to multiple cities in Italy. I think it was Rome. There was two. No, it was. I don't remember. It wasn't Rome. It was before we got to Rome. But there were two bags that my wife wanted. One was a leather like briefcase thing, like Italian leather stuff.
Oh, that's the convenient for this episode.
Yeah, right. But she got it. She just now started using it because I found it in our closet and I was like, you haven't used this. You need to use this like now.
My wife loves to collect purses. We once drove.
I was more so aggravated because I'm the one who had to carry it on the airplane. I'm the one who had to take care of it. So
I had to drive her to a town 3 hours away, so 6 hours round trip.
Yeah.
To get this Coach purse because it went to their clearance warehouse, whatever place.
Yeah.
And they were the only place in the area, the closest to us, that had it. She has never used it.
I'd just take it out of the closet and sell it.
Oh, she'd kill me.
It's probably worth way more than you paid for it by now.
Probably.
Especially it being not circulation. Yeah, but my wife she did get another an actual purse while we were there. Like it was such a big thing. Like we went to like multiple places to find this damn purse because she saw it and then we couldn't find it again. So then we like walked around the city. This one was Rome. I remember that. We walked around Rome trying to find this dang purse. Because it had like a butterfly.
It's a bag.
It had a butterfly like latch on it, and it was a nice leather bag too. I don't know where it is, and I don't recall her using it a whole lot.
Yep, isn't that the way?
All right,
I'm just glad my wife's not into shoes.
Oh.
I feel bad for people who are that living like that.
Moving on.
So, yeah, Lily is like, no, we invited the entire street. You cannot do this. And Herman concedes that it's a bit late to cancel. Grandpa then riles him up again by reminding him on how the neighbors didn't give him notice when they stopped walking Spot while they were on vacation. They had to get a bulldozer just to get in the front door. And did
Spot fill the whole house with shit?
That's what it sounded like. How do you get rid of that smell? Does dragon poop smell? Who knows? No, it was less than 2 hours until one of them. Oh, and did any one of them do anything after you got home from knee surgery? No. Less than 2 hours later, one of them came over to ask to borrow your crutch to prop up his ray gunner.
Yeah, well...
What?
Yeah, no, you're good, you're good. I'm trying to catch up on my notes with you.
What is a ray gunner?
A ray gunner?
Yeah.
It's like Dr. Doofenshmirtz thing from Phineas and Ferb.
I don't watch that show.
I hate you right now. Moving forward, guys.
Yeah.
I can't believe you, Tivis.
I don't have a reason to.
I can't. I don't. Shh. Shh.
Believe me, I'm looking forward to watching Teen Titans Go and that DC superhero girls show and all that other stuff when I eventually get an excuse to.
I just want people to know when we do these things, and sometimes Tivis says things or I say things and there's quietness. This is not an edit for a joke. This is literally happening in real time. If you go and watch the video, you can see it. And there's also times where we are talking about something and then straight up switch to another topic instantly. I want people to know these are not cuts.
we are that scatterbrained.
Because I was listening back and I was like, oh, that sounds like a cut, but I didn't do that cut.
What was it, our 2-hour episode the other week?
Yeah. Was it Kiss Kiss?
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
moving forward.
Herman is not calling them all to tell them the party is off. Dang it. And Lily demands to know what Herman is now calling them all.
Yeah. I'm calling
That is
everybody and telling them off. The party's off.
What reason are you going to give?
So he calls. Who does he call?
Do you remember his reason?
I don't remember his reason.
He's done being a sap. Yeah, so he does call one.
He calls one guy up and says their name. I don't remember what name he said.
I don't either.
I didn't write that down. Wasn't important enough. And
they didn't even credit him.
Yeah. He wasn't even on the phone. He never even showed up. You never hear a voice. Then it turns out it's not the guy. It's his daughter. And he's like, oh, can you give me your dad? Oh, you want me to sing the yo-yo song? Okay. And he sings the song. Put your finger through the loop, let it fall down, then we fly. All right, put your finger through the loop, let it fall down, then we flag giggle. Woof, woof, woof. Now we're walking the dog.
And then he notices Grandpa just staring at him.
Grandpa gives him the look, and he's like, all right, we're going to have the party. It doesn't matter. I'm done.
Forget it.
We're just not going to have any fun.
Yeah.
And Lily is pissed off about that.
Oh, no. Lily actually has a bit of relief when he first says we're going to have the party. And Grandpa he really doesn't want anyone in the house, right?
Yeah. No.
But yeah, then he's like, we're not going to have any fun. And the roles kind of switch. Grandpa's like, okay, this will be interesting.
Flash forward. Doorbell rings. Grandpa runs over to the door.
Yeah, he does.
Opens the door.
That's the fastest I've ever seen him move anywhere.
Right?
He's so excited to see how this is going to go down.
He opens the door and people just start piling in.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
Did Eddie ever come home?
I don't know. From the amount of light that's coming through the door right now when he opens the door for all the people to come through, looks like a full moon. So,
yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. But yeah, the people come on in, and I don't remember what the first joke is. This guy says, the first guy. Did you write the first guy down?
Have you buried any celebrities lately?
Oh yeah, it wasn't funny enough to write down. That's why I didn't.
Yeah.
And then the lady comes up, or her husband. There's a husband that walks right past Herman, shakes Lily's hand, and goes straight for the food table.
Yeah,
and
you look lovely tonight.
Yeah, his wife walks up and says, "Where is it? Lately, Your husband's shrimp salad is all he's been craving. And Grandpa goes, things must be slow in the bedroom, huh? Wow.
All of the guests run immediately to the food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And
oh my God. This guy's lucky his arms didn't get ripped off.
this one dude said, you left something out of the shrimp salad. Hey, you left out the shrimp.
And Herman
You
makes this fake shocked expression like, "Oh, did I?"
And then they say, one of the guys says, you what? You think we come here for your company?
Oh, get out now.
Yeah. I don't even think my wife would be able to stop me from kicking their asses out of the house.
Yeah. But
I
the
might wait
door
until they grab a knife and beat the shit out of them and say, hey, it was self-defense. They had a knife in my house.
the doorbell rings again, and it's Frank and his maid.
Yeah.
No Eddie in sight. Frank begins complimenting Herman on his party throwing skills. He
So
then
is this
tells
his maid or is this his girlfriend? Is he paying this chick to be with him? Because isn't that prostitution? I'm so confused to how this works. When
yes.
when people like hook up with their maids and stuff, that's technically prostitution because you're paying them, right? Or is it not
I
prostitution
don't
because you're
know.
not paying for the sex?
Ask Arnold.
Ooh, yeah.
So Frank then tells a story about how Herman is so nice. He never wanted to bang on the porta potty door at work or the bathroom stall. It's really unclear what he's talking about. So they played a prank on him by putting stuffed pants inside it. So he would think there was someone in there all day long. And so they ended up not having to water the plants for a week.
This is when I wrote in my notes, oh no, more stand up.
How many Hermans does it take to screw in a light bulb? 11. One to screw it in, and the rest to stop him from fixing everything else.
And this is when Herman flips it. He flips the script.
How many francs does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Was it 21? One to screw in the light bulb and 20 to suck up to the boss.
No, 20 to stop it from sucking up.
Oh, yeah.
Grandpa laughs way too hard at this not good joke as well.
This turns in from like a dinner party into like the final moments of a roast where it's like someone made a joke at Herman and then Herman just goes across the board to everybody.
This is the scene where Herman snaps and kills the neighborhood.
It's all in his mind.
Yeah. Frank's like, this isn't like you. What has gotten into you? Herman then turns to this guy named Stu and asks if he could pile any more doubled eggs on that plate. Elaine, do you really need that third piece of cheesecake? I'll answer for her. And yes, that's a terrible fat joke. Cheesecake is good. Shut up. Lily is going to Lily is going to regret him. At 3 pieces is going to make you feel sick, though. I will.
Although they just got there, like
they did. Lily's going to regret letting him throw this party. Like,
yeah,
she's in the kitchen, by the way. She's not out here to see any of this. This guy named Phil is pouring himself a nice sized glass of what could be vodka when Herman yanks it away. Herman proposes a toast and hands the drink to Grandpa.
So I'm with kind of Herman here. There's a reason why when my wife throws little parties and stuff, I try and stay outside. Because I just like I can't with people. I can't. Like we have a party going on today later, and I'm leaving the house with one of my other kids. Because I'm just like
You could just say one of your kids.
I did, didn't I?
You said one of your other kids.
Yeah, because I'm leaving the other two here. Like,
I don't know. It just sounded weird. Say it like that.
I don't know.
You don't
Okay.
have to say other. You just say one of them.
Listen here, Tivis. I talk how I want to talk. You don't control me.
Catch me outside.
Yes, my side. How about that?
I cannot believe that little girl is an adult now.
That's what
God,
happens.
we're old.
Kids who do stupid stuff grow up and be adults. Sometimes they grow up and be stupid adults. Like,
If they're lucky. Yeah. So Frank raises his glass and no, not to you, to me.
yeah. I propose a toast, not to the new neighbor, but to the new Herman Munster, the man who is done with putting up with all of you, with all you have to dish out. Grandpa,
Thank you for coming.
thank you for coming. Leave. And Grandpa, strip search everyone before they make sure
Yes.
no doggy bags leave this house.
Thank you even more for leaving. This speech reminded me very much of Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
When
I love
Clark
it.
is losing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hallelujah. Where's the Tylenol?
As everybody leaves the house, Grandpa grabs a couple bottles from people because they are trying to take some stuff, which,
Yeah, someone just tries to
What the heck?
take some of their champagne.
and then as the door shuts, Lily comes out of the kitchen with more food and realizes the house is empty now. Says, Herman Munster.
Yeah, as he's like pouring a drink for Grandpa from the bottle they took.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
So
It's,
he cut.
yeah.
It was all right. So staying on this scene for a second, that was great just to see because Herman is too much. He's too nice of a guy, way too nice. Like we've said that since the beginning. But what, like Marilyn's boyfriend a couple weeks ago, he swings a little too far in the other direction.
We're talking about personality, right?
Yes.
Because Marilyn's boyfriend swung completely in the other direction by the end of that episode.
Like, so at dinner, Herman's drowning his food.
Mhm.
Or downing, not drowning.
Downing.
Like drowning. What? I'm tired, people. While everyone else sits in awkward silence until Marilyn and I love that Marilyn gets so many speaking lines this episode. I'll get that out of the way now.
She does?
Yeah, it's more than a lot of the other family members.
Literally, her lines are only scenes that I can remember are at the dinner table.
Yeah, but she's always like, we'll get into it as we go. So Marilyn asks what he did today. First thing I did was resign from umpiring Little League. And that's actually a big deal if people don't know. Like, America has a problem with getting umpires for children's sports because parents suck.
They get attacked, dude.
Oh, yeah, they do. Like, oh, man, anyone who's willing to do that and put up with the a-holes that can't contain themselves, you are amazing.
Umpires and refs and stuff like that, in recent years anyways, have been getting attacked more and more by parents. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Like my kids in one of my kids are doing high school wrestling, and like the coaches and stuff at the very beginning of the season, they're like, hey, stay off the mats. Like parents, just stay off. The coaches will handle anything. Like just stay off. I guess because last year, like a couple parents attacked the refs on the, not from our school, but from other schools. So they just have to do it as a base warning to everybody. Just stay off the mats. I'm like, this is ridiculous. If parents can't deal with their kids potentially getting hurt, maybe don't put them in sports that get hurt. Put them in golf.
Overly like competitive, like good lord, or you're the person sitting with the jersey watching the game thinking you're part of the team. Like calm down, you're watching freaking TV.
Right.
It's kids, they should be having fun.
It's and there are other, and there. It's not like the refs are hurting the kids too. Like
Mhm.
if your kid does get hurt or something in the game or something like that, or in a match, it's not the ref's fault necessarily. I would say necessarily, because sometimes the ref could have stopped the action from happening. Certain things, certain sports. But like in
Yeah.
football or something, if your kid gets hurt and you go out and start yelling at the ref because he didn't throw a flag or something, I'm like, what is your problem, dude? Like, you're setting a horrible example for the kids at the events, for all
Yeah.
the kids at the events. Parents need to grow up. Anyways,
Yeah, they do. So
yeah,
yeah,
Herman is going through the motions here.
uh,
This is,
then he took a leave of absence from his job.
but I thought you
Eddie,
loved your job, Pop.
that's irrelevant. There are only two people in this world: people who are victims and victimizers. Those who are taken advantage, and those who are taken advantage or take advantage.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna be the victimizing advantage taker.
Yeah, which you just listed 4 types of people.
Yes.
Hmm. But anyway, Grandpa couldn't be prouder. All these years, they are finally on the same page. Good. Then you will appreciate what I'm about to say. Oh. You have been mooching off me for the last 300 years, and I'm sick of it. Either pay rent or get out. I have no money. So get a
Yeah.
job like you did when you were a shoe salesman like a month ago. And Grandpa is furious how this has backfired on him.
Yeah.
What did you
So
expect?
after this scene, I'm like so confused. Because then we cut to an office building,
Yeah.
and after this scene, it's kind of like they had 2 separate scripts almost and mashed them together again. Because I I felt like the story should have evolved and came out of what was already going on. That's
Mhm.
all I'll say right now. We'll get into it in end thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
But but yeah,
So,
Herman is in an office building now, talking on the phone
do
at a
you
new
think
job.
that this company, that it's clearly, part of a city?
Mhm,
We've seen the city before, obviously, in season 1
mhm,
when he worked for that candy company. I don't
right.
know if we talked about it, but do you think this is the metropolitan that Mockingbird Heights is the suburb of, or is this downtown Mockingbird Heights?
No clue.
Yeah.
No clue.
Because kind of like how Detroit has like all those other areas around it, like Ypsilanti and I think Ann Arbor might be too far away, but there's like a ton. Uh,
Yeah.
so I'm curious about that. But yeah, so
Okay.
what are we doing in the office here, Mike?
Herman is talking on the phone to somebody about something. I wasn't really
Oranges,
sure. Was it oranges?
oranges,
As
which is
another,
what confused me on what his job is for the longest time.
yeah, I don't know exactly at
Oh, I
all.
could tell you, but we'll wait.
As another man comes out, walks out, and hands him the what looks like a Playboy, I guess.
Big bikini babes.
But he gives it to Herman like there's a big centerfold in it.
Yeah, but we see it, and it's just
We see,
sideways.
it's just sideways pictures. Yeah, there's no centerfold on that page, anyways. So
I think they didn't expect it to appear on camera
yeah, yeah,
because I saw that and I'm like, what are they looking at? Yeah, he's like, he's talking to this guy. I made note of his name later on because he calls back a lot. The person who hands in the magazine is Bo, by the way, the unnamed assistant until the credits.
What's the actor's name again?
Let me scroll up here. Jim Doan.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Because you said he was in The Mask. He plays Doyle.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Which if you've ever watched The Mask with Jim Carrey, guys, he's like the guy with the cop. He's
Mhm.
one of the cops.
He's also a cop in Stuart Little.
I haven't seen Stuart Little in forever.
And he's the soccer coach in the sequel. I don't know if it's the same character or not.
He lost his job as a cop. Now he's a coach.
Or he's just coaching Little League on the side.
It's better to think he lost his job.
So yeah, he's trying to sell the guy on the phone of buying some stock in oranges. It's very unclear from the beginning, but that becomes more clear later on. Yeah, he puts the person on hold because he's getting a telex. Now, talk about a dated piece of machinery. I have never actually seen a telex in person. Have you?
No, not that I
So,
can recall.
yeah, a telex is like a mix between a fax machine and text or very early text messaging or a pager, where you would have to be have a free phone line to get it.
I'm trying to look and see if I've seen one of these before. Let's see here.
It's real weird. Yeah, he then unholds the guy and tells him some made up people are getting impatient and puts him in a bind to force his hand into buying the stock. He then hangs up, laughing with the dude who handed him the magazine, or Bo, now that we know his name.
Yeah.
Also,
Also, Herman is dressed like Joe Fixit here for real.
I was about
Like,
to say his suit.
yeah.
He's in like dress pants, a button-up shirt, a red striped tie, and suspenders because real dress pants don't have a place for a belt. Just so people know, he looks so uncomfortable.
That's not true. Dress pants do. It is tuxedo pants that do not.
Well, whatever. Fancy pants. He looks so uncomfortable and smushed. Like he's kind of looks like he's hunching, trying not to deform the foam of the bodysuit with the suspenders.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It looks real uncomfortable staring at him in the scene. Just, so Bo asks Herman if Herman is good for a bit of racquetball for lunch, or if he has to go home. Herman's like, I haven't been home in 4 days, and that was only to get a fresh pair of clothes. Is he not bathing? Also, racquetball gives him indigestion, but his phone rings again, and he yells for his assistant to answer it, but she's at lunch, so he fires her.
She's fired. She's out to lunch again. She's fired.
Yeah, it's that guy. He wants the stock in oranges. This job is too easy. I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 335. Bo laughs, but confusedly.
Yeah. Now we're back at the house.
Yep.
Herman is on the phone at the dinner table with the phone in his hand.
Annoying everyone.
Where's this phone plugged in at?
Maybe it's an early cell phone.
No, it's literally not.
Oh. I don't remember. It was many days ago I watched this. They should have used an early cell phone. I mean, they were getting popular around now.
Yeah, no, it's not a cell phone at all. Yeah, because he has the whole thing that he hangs it up on. Then he's asked, "Oh crap, Herman, are you eating?" And while he's
it's Maryland again.
Yeah, it's Maryland. Yeah, he's like, "To go, cherry Coke. Cut the sandwich diagonally, please." He doesn't even say please, actually. And she gets up and goes and does it.
Yeah. Lily's like, can I ask you for a minute of your time? And he's like, he begins timing her. He's like, go.
Yeah.
It's like, coming up is the tricentennial of us buying this house, and I would really like us all to be home together for a special dinner. He checks the calendar. Can't do the 25th. Sorry. So Herman then
who works, as someone who lives in the house with somebody like this is very highly annoying. And I told
Yeah.
my wife she's an old lady because she actually has like a written out planner still.
I have one of those because if I don't, I forget.
I would never look in it.
I have to, otherwise I forget.
But I have found this cool new thing. So I when I go to work nowadays, I lock up our TV remotes. And the kids have to do their chores, send me photographic evidence that they did their chores before they get the historical question, which will give them the year to open said container to get the remotes, like the
It's
Boston Tea
insanity to me,
Parties,
but
stuff
all
like
right.
that. What's that?
It's insanity to me, but if it works.
It's good because it gets them to think about some history too. But also this way they can't just come home, turn TV on, and start digging around. Anyways, Nazi dad here, whatever. I don't care.
Remember when we talked about world's strictest parents many, many years ago?
But yesterday I wanted some I wanted some attention from my wife. Not like that kind of attention, just attention in general while she was working. And I grabbed her phone and her work phone and put it in the same thing and locked it away. And I was like, I'll give you the code when you give me a hug and 2 kisses.
That's when I take it and break it.
Good luck, dude. I hit it with a hammer when I first bought it to make sure they couldn't just break it open.
Sledgehammer. I'll
Okay,
break
Triple
the phones
H.
getting them out.
Okay, Triple H. All right. Anyways, that was a little side thing. I thought it was funny because, like, you can't do that with Herman, of course. She could have went outside and just cut the phone line.
So you make fun of the planner, but I literally called my doctor this week to make an appointment. He's like, you already have an appointment in like 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, well, never mind.
I just put all mine in my calendar on my phone so it reminds me.
That's pretty much the same thing.
Because I see one doctor, I only see that doctor once a year. And I'm not gonna I'll throw the calendar away before I forget remember.
I gotta say, they made this, it's so cluttered now with all this weird stuff they keep putting in random days and stuff. Like Good Friday.
Oh, like the different holiday stuff? Or
yeah,
quote unquote holidays.
Every Friday's a Good Friday. What are you trying to do?
Maybe it's a good Friday. Some people still work on the weekend. Anyways,
yeah,
let's go. So then go on.
He turns to Eddie. You're going to summer computer camp this year. And Eddie just, what did I do? I was quiet. He's like, did Grandpa get a new, or how's the job hunt going, old man? I'm over 400 years old and my last job was guillotine janitor. Who's going to hire me? Well, here, take a look at this. He hands him the paper. He's like, I got some stock, a ton of stock in that company. You're a shoe-in. And I got to say, Herman's reminding me of my POS grandpa in California, who is, for all intents and purposes, dead to me. Because he is exactly like this 100% of the time, and screw him. So it's the Wall Street Journal. They want a dynamic executive, and Grandpa likes the sound of that. And Marilyn's there with Herman's order, and she's like, yeah, that sounds real good for him. And Herman's like, what? No, not that one. The one under it. A few good men to bring in hogs for pork bellies. Marilyn goes from her impressed look to irritated, and Herman just gives him a thumbs up and leaves.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the office, Herman is relaxing more at the office than at home.
Yeah, I've never seen him look this relaxed.
It seems he works more while he's at home than less than when he's in the office. He's just chilling on the couch, which the couch looks like to be made out of center blocks, by the way. And the other guy's playing basketball. He's tossing the ball in the hoop and stuff like that in the office here.
Yeah. One of those foam balls and a tiny hoop.
Yeah.
He tells Herman the story about his dream he had about a golden parachute and money. Herman one-ups him with a story about how he's a man bear bull talking to Moses, looking for financial advice. He can get a maximum commission in his sleep, and then he misses the hoop, which probably not on purpose, but I'm glad they left it in the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Phone rings, Herman answers it, and who is he? Who's on the phone to us?
It's the same guy from earlier. Apparently, this is where I realized that he doesn't work for an orange company, but he's in the stock, like financial advice.
Yeah.
He's like, if there's no risk, there's no gain. Apparently, the stock did not do well. He keeps moving the phone away as the guy is like yelling at him.
Mm-hmm.
Herman's like, hey, what are you going to do? Turn me into the SCC? But it turns out the man already has. Now, I tried to figure out what the SCC is because there's so many government agencies. I've never heard of this one. The closest I think I found was in Virginia, the State Corporate Commission, where you can complain about a business and they will investigate. They deal in insurance, investment, loans, and public utilities. Now, when I looked up for a California equivalent, because we know that's where they are, I got the California Department of Business Oversight. And the
Go on.
and the Secretary of State, because I guess they both deal in basically the same thing, that state.
Okay. I wanted you to say your notes before I bursted your bubble. He says SEC, which is the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Okay, that makes way more sense because I'm trying to figure out what is SCC. But hey, I learned something, and now all of you have to.
There you go.
So
you're right.
That makes so much more sense because I even rewound it. I'm like, SCC, what?
Yeah. It was very hard. Like I listen to it in my headphones when I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission.
But it turns out there is actually a organization centered in Virginia. But so if you live there, now you know who to call and complain. I actually need to contact the Better Business Bureau about a game company that has not delivered on a product I bought for almost 3 years, and that's illegal. You can't hold on to pre-order money that long. That's why Kickstarter is a loophole.
Kind of like Diamond.
Yeah. Hey, they might have a new owner if Image allows it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Where are we at?
So Herman begins freaking out and begins bargaining with the guy. The secretary now tells him his boss is on line 2. Herman's worried talking to his boss while his friend Bo sits and watches from the couch. 6 p.m. Your office. Yeah, I understand. He hangs up. He's okay. I'm gonna have to pay this guy back for his investments. It's a good thing I got these stock in hogs for pork bellies. Oh, it went belly up. And why do I get the feeling Grandpa's actually applied to that job?
Because he probably did. I don't think any financial advisor person would be trying to pay back their person.
Yeah, I don't know what the laws are. I think that varies state to state, but that seems very exaggerated.
Yeah. Or it might just be Herman's nice guy mentality thinking about it.
Oh, yeah. He then turns on his friend, Bo. He's like, you told me they were a sure thing. Bo's like, there's no certainty in the market. Yeah. I just got you before you could get me. It's part of the game. So Herman's like, get out.
And there are people that do this in real life, guys. I just want people to know this. This happens.
Oh, yeah. Your coworkers will screw you.
It's not even just like in general, like every place you work, but there are literally people. There's a reason why they call it the Wolf of Wall Street. Like they're there to eat everybody alive.
Oh, I thought they called it that because of Leo. So the guy Bo comes running in
What?
a second later. He's like, because he's a wolf. He's after 25-year-old. Anyway, 20-year-olds. There's a guy from the Justice Department wanting to look through our files, and Herman's like, "Well, just give him our daily reports. He'll get bored and go away." No, it's the guy who prosecuted Ivan Boski, and Herman freaks out. Now, Myke, do you know Ivan?
No.
Okay, history
Ivan
lesson
News?
number 2. So Ivan passed away at 87 in May of 2024. So last year for us.
Mm-hmm.
He will live on in infamy for his role in a giant inside trading scandal in the 80s, where he got caught. When he got caught, he became an informant and was the first person ever fined $100 million or $2.9 billion today, with over 20 months of his 3.5 sentence in jail. He was a Detroit native. He married Seema Silberstein, whose family owns the Beverly Hills Hotel in California. They sued her sister over the ownership before they divorced in 91, and she had to pay him $23 million or $53.6 million today, with $180,000 per year for the rest of his life in settlement, which comes to about $420,000 a month or a year. So yeah.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah. There's even more to it, but I didn't want to go too deep into his life. But yeah, it's an interesting story.
All right. So this is when they're getting rid of all this stuff, right?
Yeah, they begin shredding the paper
They
trail.
could be shredding. The shredder's not shredding, and Herman gets his hand stuck in the shredder. And that's when we cut to Herman walking into the house. He notices a bunch of boxes by the door and then walks back into the house more. Oh, I like the fact that they show the door as Herman walks away from it. They show the door shutting by itself again. Haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe that was like somebody out there. They're like, hey, maybe the door should be shut. Like, Herman walks into the house.
Did you?
He sees dinner set up. What's up?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, you're good.
I was a bit distracted. Did you mention that he got his hand stuck in the shredder?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dumb. I am pulling a Myke.
So
he's home.
He's home. He walks up to the table. He sees it's getting set up, and then Lily walks out with the big old turkey. That turkey is huge, bro.
Did you notice there's no place for Grandpa?
No, there's no place for Herman.
No, there's literally every other chair but Grandpa's has a plate.
1, 2, 3 chairs. Oh yeah. Maybe they weren't expecting Grandpa. I think they say that later.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But that's a big turkey for only 3 people.
Yeah. It turns out also it's not a turkey.
What is it?
They mentioned that it's a vulture later. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Marilyn's like, is it Christmas already? Again, a line from Marilyn. I think she gets more speaking roles than Eddie this episode.
Yeah, I think so. She definitely is like there to push the episode a little forward with just random lines.
She might even get more lines than Lily.
I think so. But she's like, is it Christmas? Oh, hey, your mail's over by the door next to the boxes of your stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't pick up on that. I'm like, are you getting thrown out, Herman?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here's where he said, I would love nothing more than to eat vulture with the family. So,
okay. Yeah. To Herman. Eddie comes on down from the stairs.
And he's reading a paper.
Oh, before they cut to the house, I did forget. Herman did say when his hand was stuck in the printer or shredder, he said, how did I get into this mess? Why didn't I get into something less dangerous like digging graves?
Yeah.
And then they go to the house and do all this stuff.
It's like he's getting a realization.
Yeah.
I could almost feel like this would be an episode of another one of It's a Wonderful Life kind of thing. Like, this is what your life could be, but they didn't go that route.
Eddie comes downstairs. He's like, "Hey, is it what holiday is it? Is Thanksgiving or something?"
Herman scares him too by yelling his name because he's like reading, and I hate
Yeah.
that. I'm reading, I get like hyper focused, and
Yeah.
my wife starts talking to me like, ah, when did you get here?
Eddie's been busy. He created a service, a company. It's called Rent-A-Pop. Substitute fathers to do things that real fathers can't do, and he gives his dad an evil glare.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Herman asks him if he wants to play catch, and Eddie's like, nah, I don't want to ruin your Italian suit.
Yeah.
But I've been making 500,000 in sales, which is roughly 12,000 now. It's been a while since I've been able to convert money, so I went a bit overboard.
This is when, oh God, Lily and Frank come from upstairs. And apparently,
hold up. Before we go to that, Eddie says, yeah, he really digs into Herman.
yeah,
Because at first Herman's like, oh, I inspired you to do this? And Eddie's like, yeah, it's a great business where people can rent dads to give PTA meetings, plays, things real dads don't have time for.
yeah,
It's like really digging the knife in. Like,
yeah. And the look on his face gets him too.
Yeah. Like, he gets mad. Like, you suck. How long do you think Herman's been missing?
I don't know.
Is this why we jump from like fall to Super Bowl? Because he spent most of the year doing this.
Maybe. Yeah, so Lily and Frank come downstairs from upstairs, and Frank was just helping with some plumbing.
And she's got her arm interlocked with his.
Yeah.
Like, Herman, your wife has moved on, dude. She doesn't know what she would do without Frank. And he knows what it's like to be all alone all the time. And she sits him at Herman's spot at the table.
He has a maid. How would he know what it's like to be alone all the time? He has a maid. Yeah.
I get the sense that she makes for a good company.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, she sits him at Herman's spot. And at this point, I'm like, oh, no, she's dating Frank.
This is when Frank came downstairs with Lily. This is where I'm like, oh no, is this a horrible dream Herman is having?
Yeah, that's what I thought we were gonna go.
I wish. Anyways, let's move forward.
Yeah. So Herman's like, why can't Frank sit in the electric chair like any other guest?
Yeah.
She tells him that he's more than a guest. She has.
What is he, Lily? What is he?
She's clearly full on separated from him in Herman's absence. So Frank's like, look, I'm just gonna go. This is awkward. I'll drive you to the widow's club tomorrow. And Herman's, you're not a widow. And she just gives him a look and turns her back to him.
Yeah. Then Frank leaves and he's like, Lily, I'm very sorry. Look, I've retired from my job. Really? I heard you were everything. I heard you were banned from the exchange for 200 years.
Yeah.
And then she digs into him more. And she's like, you trade our 300 years of marriage for a Gucci briefcase and a fax machine.
Mm-hmm.
And Herman just goes into it. And he's like, I just wanted you to respect me. Herman, if you wanted your wife to respect you, maybe pay attention to her.
Yeah. She's like, are you going to ban me from the house as well? Can't a guy have one big screw up in his life?
Yeah.
You didn't make one screw up.
No.
And yeah, that's when she goes into the 300 years for the material stuff. It's
Right.
and honestly, I just a little pause. I'm shocked that Gucci is mentioned in 1990 because I've literally never heard of that movie, that company, until the movie came out recently.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
I thought it was a stupid word. I didn't know it was a brand.
Gucci Mane. Yeah, no, it's a brand.
That's dumb. Anyway, he's like, I respected you a lot more when you were a grave digger, you son of a.
Yeah. Back when
So,
all we had was a tiny apartment and a plate of maggots, or
yeah,
cooking maggots on the stove.
when he says all this stuff, the angle we get, I've never seen in this show before.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a yellow paper stuck to the floor that I'm guessing is a placement marker they forgot to remove or couldn't.
Probably.
And Marilyn is in the background listening, by the way, the entire time they're talking.
Well, good. She needs to. After her last episode, that was all her.
Yeah. Yeah. So then he goes into their tiny apartment when they first moved to America, warming maggots on a hot plate.
Yeah.
That's what Lily means, though. They loved each other and didn't need all these things. And Herman realizes that now.
I've
That
had the
was
same conversation, Lily. I get you.
Yeah, that was where they were the happiest because he had all he needed, maggots and her. I'm glad maggots come first.
Yeah. It said, I was the happiest when all I had was that tiny apartment, a plate of maggots, and you. So true. So sometimes it's like the simplest things. Like you don't think about it in the moment. In the moment, you're very stressed because of the situation you're in, potentially. But when you think back on it, so it's kind of like a double. You don't know, to be honest, because when you look back on those moments, it was a lot harder to live like that, potentially. So you did connect a little bit more in different ways. But I mean, when you do eventually get better standing in your financials or whatever, then things shift. Of course, they're always going to shift when stuff like that comes up.
Mhm.
But you got to remember that the hard times too. Like, how many times did you guys fight or potentially separate? Not saying Herman or Lily, but in general, how many times did you fight or potentially separate? Or what issues were there within the relationship because it was so hard? Because you had nothing back then. And not saying that we need stuff to be happy, but it does make life go a little smoother.
Mhm.
You know. So to this point, like I've had this conversation before with my wife where I'm like, when we had no money or no anything, we were happier. But were we both happier? Or was just one side happier? Or is it a false sense of happiness because we look back on the times and what we did, versus because generally the same way with trauma and stuff, when we look back on the past, we're not looking on the negatives all the time. But yeah, so that's just like my thoughts on this whole scene right here of him talking about the maggots and the apartment and the place and stuff like that. You're happiest when you have less, is kind of just a look back on it. Not necessarily true. It's just how we sometimes feel. Anyway.
Yeah, no,
I
I
mean,
get that.
would you be happy, Tivis, if you didn't have all those games?
That's a good question. They're kind of what's keeping me sane right now. You take away my board games, and I don't know what you might get. But yeah, no, it's true. You could lose sight of what's important by,
Constantly
the
looking
fun
to the past.
stuff.
Well, you also lose sight of what's important when you're constantly looking towards the past and not
Yeah.
actually living within the moment of your relationship. So
Yeah, if you go too far to the past, too far into the future, you start to lose sight of the present.
yeah.
So they embrace, and it's an extremely touching moment. She then tells Marilyn to get her uncle some utensils, and Marilyn goes off to get a hacksaw.
I'll grab the hacksaw.
I can't tell if she's forgiven him or not.
Yeah, I don't know if they're getting the hacksaw to cut Herman up or for him to cut the what is
Vulture.
it? Vulture. Yeah.
So
as that happens, Grandpa waddles in through the door.
yeah, he's in
Like the penguin
rags.
he is. He's back in the rags. Those rags are the same ones he wore when he was like depressed and stuff.
I thought he was in a robe.
No, this is like the same outfit he wore when he was when Surfer Angel was there. Jake.
Oh. All right.
Jake or Jack? Jake. Jack. What did I write?
Whatever.
Jack. It's Jack. Surfer Angel Jack. Yeah, so it's the same like garb that he wore when Jack was there. Wow, I used garb. Don't use words that people don't understand, Michael.
People don't understand that?
I don't know.
That seems like a common word to me. So it turns out he got a job at a blueberry farm. He's hurting his hands, or his back is hurting, his hands are swollen, and he got jumped by an inbred family from the liverwurst sandwich, or for his liverwurst sandwich. Words difficult.
Let's see here. Grandpa comes in with the rags on. I'll be here we go. This is when Herman tells Grandpa, I would be delighted.
No. Before that.
Oh, no?
Before that, Lily's like, look who's here, Grandpa. And he looks at Herman and he just straight up's like, when the revolution begins, you'll be the first to go. Is that a metaphor or a promise?
Both. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, wow, what a sentence.
He's like, Grandpa, I have some important news for you, sir. Wait, hold on. How far is this going? Oh, yeah. And they actually show Marilyn bring out a little saw, by the way.
Do they? That's a nice touch.
I didn't even notice that
They
until
did
just now.
Really good job with the background stuff in this.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
I know, we're getting old. I hurt my chest earlier. You're
It's just the way I was sitting. It's twisting my shoulder. So this is when Herman tells him, I'd be delighted for you to mooch off of me for another 300 years. And I've been thinking about your allowance. I'll double it.
Yeah. And Grandpa's like, I sense the stock market has crashed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, close. Say, Grandpa's like, screw you. I got 3 more weeks and I get a tent at work.
You're not going to sleep in a tent at work, is what he tells him.
Yeah.
You're going to come back and I'm going to double your allowance, or allowance. I'll double it, whatever. And this is when Grandpa's like, Herman, you are such a sap.
Yeah. He also offers to knock down 3 walls in the basement so he can have all the space he needs down there.
Yeah.
Herman, that will cause your house to collapse into a sinkhole.
I mean, you can knock walls down and put up posts.
He doesn't mention that.
Yeah. This is when it ends, but then we don't get another mid-credit scene for this episode.
Yeah. Before it ends, though, Grandpa has to double check. I won't have to pay a cent.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's when he says, you're such a sap.
Yeah. You will always be a guest as long as you're under my roof. Why a guest? Why not family? He's still
yes.
Yeah. Still a little jab at Grandpa.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the episode. No end credit scene, just a freeze frame like we did with Kiss Kiss.
Nobody learned a thing.
I feel like
It
Herman did.
it doesn't seem like Herman reconciled the proper stuff. Like, I feel like this episode should have gone in a different route. Personally, I think they should have continued with the whole neighbor stuff and left this a little bit more neighbor like, instead of
Focused.
Herman becoming like a businessman,
Mhm.
abandoning his family, which maybe because that was becoming a bigger and bigger thing in the 90s, like trying to keep the,
Well,
you
we
know,
kind of already got that story with season 1, though.
which one?
The one where he goes to work at the candy shop.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like on the fence. Like, I just feel like he should have reconciled with the neighbors, done something there. This whole second part
Oh,
after
is
we
dead.
go to the business. What's that?
Frank is going to be dead. once he finds out, he's going to be. I can't make that reference. You haven't seen it yet. He's gonna be like, what have you done with my wife while I was busy there, Frank? What kind of plumbing you been doing?
Yeah. But no, just in general, like, I just feel like once we hit the business side of this, it felt like a dream. Like, everything was happening to Herman was just a dream, just by the lines delivered by everybody, but Frank being at his house, like all these things just felt kind of like you said, like what was that episode where it was like Herman saw the pet, or was it Grandpa saw the alternative world?
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, kind of like that. But it just felt like maybe it could have been something that, like, Herman hit his head on something and woke up and been like, "Oh no, I need to change my ways," kind of thing.
Mhm.
I mean, granted, that seems very stupid and cliche as well, but at the same time, it seems like it was more warranted than the whole business thing. It just seems
Yeah,
like they wanted to make fun of business people, business guys,
specifically stockbrokers.
right. So, yeah.
Yeah, the whole Lily having clearly an affair, ready to separate from Herman there at the end. That really left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I don't feel like that got resolved properly.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, the end credit scene should have been Lily talking to Frank on the phone. Be like, "I'm sorry. My husband came back to me.
it's over.
He's a changed man. It's over now." God. Yeah, because now why do they always make it seem like Lily's cheating on Herman in every
I feel like this is
iteration, dude?
this is the first time in Munsters Today.
In Munsters Today, yeah. But the original series was
Their anniversary was real suspect. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. This is I don't know. This might be middle bottom for me. Like, it wasn't the worst episode, but
Yeah.
it's hard. There's so many things in it that I'm like, I feel like wasn't resolved properly.
I like his outfit when he's in the business
Oh yeah,
office and stuff,
absolutely. That's such a good look.
because it gives off very much Joe Fixit vibes, just because
Mhm.
he's, yeah,
For those who are unaware, Joe Fixit was the gray personality of Hulk
yeah,
from Marvel Comics.
who wore like mafia kind of suit type thing.
Mhm. He
Yeah.
was intelligent.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you give me the first part of this episode, and I will watch the crap out of it. But the second part of the episode was just kind of, I mean, it did give some talking points, which is cool. But
Mhm.
once you hit that business stockbroker stuff, it just kind of felt like they were really trying to shoehorn in like a narrative that they were trying to push in the early 90s towards stockbrokers or business people that just in general were not like working class, I guess. type
I just,
people.
I really, I can't. I keep going back to the whole Lily kicking Herman out. Like he doesn't acknowledge that at all.
Yeah, no. They don't bring it up at all. Which, I mean, yeah. But we've seen the same kind of storyline be done in like I think King of Queens did it where like his buddy was like at his house with his wife and stuff like that, but he just left it, didn't think anything of it, which there wasn't anything to think of, but the way they set it up in the show, it was kind of like, oh, what the heck's going on type of
Yeah.
deal.
So yeah, those
Yeah.
are just my thoughts.
Yeah, dude.
I don't really have much else to say.
Okay.
I gotta get moving here. So
Yeah,
let's
dude. Yeah.
House Divided. Do you think it's another recycled storyline?
For
Because I
people who
kind of
don't know,
feel like
since Tivis like jumped the gun, next week or next time we're doing a House Divided.
Yeah.
Can't just say the name. A House Divided. People aren't seeing the screen, Tivis. Not everyone sees the screen. A House Divided. I think that it is going to be. They're gonna split up. You know, I think it's gonna be guys versus girls.
Oh, you think there's gonna? So it's not gonna be Grandpa versus Herman this time. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be gender versus gender.
That is one thing I want to mention again for my pro for this episode is Marilyn having so many talking lines. I kind of feel like it was to make up for her being absent early on in the season so many times.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. I would love if this is, guys versus girls instead of just Grandpa versus Herman again.
Right.
Change it up.
Or if it's like Lily and Marilyn versus Herman and Eddie, and Grandpa's just staying out of it because he just couldn't be bothered. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see what that's about. Hopefully my video doesn't skip for that one.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, final words from me. This is it was fun to talk with you. I don't know if I will be excited to rewatch this episode anytime in the future when I do another rewatch of the show.
Right.
But
we should I'll ask people out there to do this. Give us a fan edit instead of the business stuff. How to end this episode, like how to do the last half of the episode.
Yeah, what you would change in the script.
Yeah. And or if you don't like the beginning of the episode and you like the last half of it, set it up better for that ending or for the business side aspect of it. Yeah. Because I think like if you were going to do that, setting it up with the gateman or something would have been a lot better set up.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Any final words then?
Yeah, I'm sad that we are almost at the halfway point.
Yeah, of the last season.
Yeah,
man, definitely. All right, guys, definitely check everything out, and don't forget to swing on over to the MunsterCast.com/merch and check out the new shirt there. And with that all said, guys, we will catch y'all next time as we take another stroll down 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
The lesson I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome, like your father. Or you can be black or yellow or white. It doesn't matter. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.